IoT and GPS sensors industry. It giving live analytics in the app. So waste management team can track which dustbin is filled in the city, and we can go there and collect it dustbin wise. Particularly one dustbin which is filled, not tracking the whole city. So this is an app which is giving proper analytics, which dustbin is filled properly, and here it's giving reminder that this dustbin is getting filled, so you have to pick it up as soon as possible. And even it's giving the time remaining to collect it.
हमारे पास पानी को रोकने के लिए कोई चीज़ नहीं है। तो ये हमारी सिटी में क्या होगा कि हमारा पानी और भी ज़्यादा हो जाएगा। उस केस में हमारे पास पानी को इसलिए
किया हुआ है ना, उनका हो गया वैसे। हमारा मेंटल
आज भी हमारे पास सेंटर यूनिवर्सिटी का है, बिल्कुल वाली सेंटर ये अपना प्री यूनिवर्सिटी ये इनके में से गेज भी है हमारे मेन है कार वाला जो वर्मा जी को पता है, वर्मा जी ने उसकी वीडियो बड़ी वर्मा जी ने वर्मा जी
Can I come inside?
Sure, sure.
Thank you so much.
Brightly speaker. We had a 10 kilowatt battery for power. It gave us an approx 80 kilometers for single
फूल स्टॉल पर उसको फिर हमने मर्ज किया, जैसे इन लोगों ने 1-2 जंगल लगा
Next you saw the innovations and startups. So here this row is dedicated actually reserved for the posters presentation by the IIC institutions. So the IIC institution from this region, what we have given a task that in the last 2-3 years or even the last year also, if you have done anything in the area of innovation and entrepreneurship, these are the efforts made by the institutions to promote innovation and startup culture, like any kind of IP generation, any kind of number of startups we have formed, any kind of incubation supports we have developed, something kind of things. So any kind of efforts you can list, or you can present in graphical forms, or you can say that how you are doing in every year by year growth. So you come and share your knowledge, you display that what is your strength points, what is your intent, and how you see for next 2 to 3 years. So this is the kind of platform to kind of a positive competition also. Also understanding, learning from each other, that if that institute is doing that way, that why I can't do in this way, right? And also first time faculties are coming and standing here and explaining this innovation entrepreneurship that they have never done before. So this is also kind of a bringing the entrepreneurial quality among the faculty members and convincing or communicating the others.
A very good morning to all of you. A warm and hearty welcome to the IIC Regional Meet 2023, gracefully hosted by Punjab University, Chandigarh. Punjab University has been selected as the first host institution by the Ministry of Education for organizing this meet. We are honored to have with us today a distinguished gathering of visionaries, educators and leaders in the field of innovation. I am delighted to stand before you today to shed light on the transformative initiative has been fostering innovation and entrepreneurship in our higher educational institution. The Ministry of Education, in collaboration with the AICTE, launched the Institution Innovation Council program through the Ministry's Innovation Cell in 2018. This visionary program aims to systematically cultivate a culture of innovation and a robust startup ecosystem within our educational institution. The function of the IIC program are multi-phased and instrumental in fostering a culture of innovation and entrepreneurship within higher educational institution. One of its primary role is to conduct various innovation, intellectual properties right and entrepreneurship related activity in a time-bound manner, providing a structured framework for the exploration of creating ideas and problem solving. Additionally, IIC identifies and rewards innovation, turning success stories into source of inspiration for the academic community. The Council plays a crucial role in organizing workshops, seminars, and interactions with entrepreneurs and professionals, creating a mentor pool to guide and nurture student innovators. Networking is a key aspect, with IIC actively engaging with peers and national entrepreneurship development organizations, fostering collaborations and the exchange of best practices. The creation of an IIC portal serves as a digital showcase for innovative projects by faculty and students, highlighting the institutional commitment to groundbreaking work. Lastly, IIC actively organize events such as hackathons, idea competition and mini challenges involving industries, providing students with practical experiences and bridging the gap between academic learning and real world application. These functions collectively contribute to establishing a vibrant ecosystem of innovation and entrepreneurship within high educational institutions. In conclusion, the IIC program is not just a framework, it's a catalyst for change, a beacon that guides our institution towards a future. Innovation and entrepreneurship are not only encouraged but embedded in a very fabric of our educational institution. By addressing existing challenges and providing a structured platform for engagement, the IIC program is shaping the next generation of innovators, thinkers, and entrepreneurs. Thank you for your attention, and let us collectively strive for a future where innovation knows no bounds. Thank you.
And I'm hoping that we have a lot of young people in front of us who are full of passion and zeal, because certain words like startups, skill development, entrepreneurship, partnership with industry have become buzzwords these days. And ever since I've taken over as the Dean of University Instruction of this university, I have learnt so much. One of my early trips when I was trying to familiarize myself with those departments that I knew little about was the BioNest, and which is where I met Professor Rohit Sharma for the first time, and he gave me a very exhaustive idea about precisely what was going on over there. And today, as I strolled around some of the stalls which are in the lawn opposite the auditorium, and I hope many of you have also had a chance to be there, then I was thinking about my first Apple computer. I bought my first Apple Macintosh somewhere in the late 1980s at a student's discount at Cambridge. And I remember that Apple Incorporated also started in a garage. and Steve Jobs and Wozniak. These were two people. I remember reading somewhere that Steve Jobs sold his Volkswagen and Wozniak sold some gizmo that he had, some sort of a calculator, to collect some money with which they could begin on this enterprise. And these were referred to as geeks in those days. And we thought that, if anybody had some kind of idea about which they had this enormous passion bottled up inside them, we could all sit in a garage with some few friends and come up with ideas. Of course, I was a literature student and didn't do anything of that sort. But it didn't stop me from getting excited about it. Today, Apple is, I think, a $3 trillion industry. And I'm also reminded of another little episode. A few months back, we had Dr. Sudha Murthy, who was amongst us. And she told us about the story of Infosys. And she said that when she got married to Narayan Murthy, her mother used to always advise her that always pinch a little bit of the money out of your everyday expenses that you have without telling your husband and keep it somewhere for an emergency. And she disclosed to the audience at Punjab University when she was here a few months back that when Narayan Murthy wanted to set up this Infosys, he asked Sudha Murthy if he could have some money. Would she sell her jewellery? But at that time, she lent him 10,000 rupees, with which that entire business began in their one-bedroom apartment. So maybe we can call Sudha Murthy also a kind of an angel investor. Somebody who is there to give you money when you have this bright idea but don't know where you are going to get the funding for it. But more than anything else, my friends, today I have to tell you that this is an explosion in the world of science. And somewhere I feel that there is also a word of caution perhaps. There is also a social sciences congress underway, and the theme of that is sustainable development. So I want to link the idea of sustainable development with the idea of entrepreneurship that you are all embarking upon, and the fantastic ideas that you have, some of which I've seen in the exhibition on the other side. And the role that the university plays in it. Now, why is the university a kind of an incubation hub? Or why is it that we are there to act as in-between people, between the world of ideas and the world of money? Not only that the university is possibly going to try and get you funding from government sources and other sources through pitching. Some of these words I have also become quite familiar with now. But the university is also there to make something more out of it than simply produce nuts and bolts human beings. There has to be this idea of an inclusive ecosystem. For me, this is tremendously important, because the idea of having those sorts of passions, those kinds of ideas, which is for the betterment of everybody. And I am reminded here of Bankar Roy. Some of you may have heard about him and his creation of the Barefoot College in Tilkonia in Rajasthan, where he goes to this drought-hit land of enormous poverty and hunger and of course illiteracy. And Bankar Roy begins to teach people how to live with the resources that they pull out of the earth. And it's very important to emphasize over here, when I speak of sustainable development and those kinds of goals, that we don't completely erode the earth. There is a proverb which goes like this, that there's nothing like a free lunch. The earth is not there to just keep giving us and we keep taking out of it. It's very important to give something back. Now this lies at the heart of Bankar Roy's enterprise, when he taught poor women, poor children, how to make solar lamps. Now what he did was that in this drought-hit Tilkonia village, he decided that he was going to teach women how to produce electricity out of the resources that the earth makes available. And so far as solar energy is concerned, we are not really dissipating the earth, but we are only taking it what the sun gives us. By and by, this whole enterprise became so significant that Bankar Roy began to get women and other poor people from countries in Africa to come and learn the whole method, the whole technique of producing these solar lamps. What I'm trying to tell you is that maybe you cannot call the Barefoot College a startup. in the sense in which we all understand it. But it's quite important for us to never lose sight that the idea of inclusivity and the idea of not hurting the earth is very important to us. We are speaking about saying no to plastic. We are speaking about using, those kinds of resources in which there is hardly any carbon emission. We see what is happening in the world today, that the first world has used all the technology and produced all kinds of carbon emission and then climbed the ladder of success. And ultimately, what is true of first world countries is that they climb the ladder of success, then they kick the ladder away so that nobody else can climb this ladder. And this is the state in which, developing countries like us, we are facing these crises today, that we want to catch up. And a lot of economists talk about the catch-up model of the world. And today also, as I speak to a young generation of people whose minds are bursting with ideas, the idea is greater mobility, greater networking, greater connectivity. And much as all this is important, I would still urge you to keep your feet planted firmly on the ground. What is most important to us is equitable growth. And therefore, my word of caution and my word of encouragement to everybody over here is that in order to have this equitable world, let us work hand in hand with, people who are activists as far as society and health is concerned. I also feel somewhere if we have a contribution to make as a university, let the university sift out these ideas. Let the university trace out green initiatives. Let the university figure out where carbon capture can be done, where carbon release can be halted or stemmed to some extent, because already we have, the global warming has reached 1 degree Celsius, if I am correct, it's rapidly catching up. And if by 2050, we want some of these processes which are linked with progress, globalization and development to be halted to some extent, we need to take stock of the situation. So for the university, this is a call. They have to take this call. They have to understand that when they look at all these startups, it's very important to keep the tide in check, as much as it is very important to encourage all those people who come up with these fantastic ideas about, having a green earth. So my congratulations to all the organizers, and I wish everyone who is here every success in life. Thank you.
Respected dignitaries, Madam Jasprit Talwar Madam, who is Principal Secretary for Employment Generation, Skill Development and Training from Government of Punjab. Respected Madam Vice Chancellor of Punjab University, Professor Renu Vignan, her team at Punjab University, whole IIC team, Bionest team, and all the faculty members from Punjab University for organizing this program in a meticulous way, and especially the IIC team from Ministry of Education. And more importantly, a big congratulations to the directors, principals, IIC presidents, IIC conveners, innovators, and faculty members, innovation ambassadors are here from different institutions, universities, colleges, where IIC has already been established, and they are driving the startup ecosystem, innovation ecosystem in their campuses for taking time and joining this first IIC regional meet for the year 2023 with such a vigor and also energy, enthusiasm to celebrate the success of innovation and startup ecosystem developed in our higher education institutions. So big round of applause for each one of you, so that here we will start with our IIC regional meet in a bigger way, because another 20 regional meets are waiting. So the kind of benchmark you will set, that will give a strong message to the remaining institutions, because around 7,500 IIC institutions are going to part this IIC regional meet, and 20 such regional meets are going to happen in next 2 months time, and this is the first IIC regional meet. We are starting from Northwest region, from Chandigarh, and Punjab University is the host institute. So it is always pleasure to get all these members because we all are called as IIC family. And when we say IIC family, that means we help each other, we collaborate with each other, we cooperate with each other, and finally we work for a common purpose that is called how to make our education institutions innovative, entrepreneurial, and also enabling ecosystem where each and every students and faculty members will get an opportunity to learn, experience, engage in various innovative and entrepreneurial activities which will discover their self-employment vision and also a chance to become an entrepreneur. If not, at least as an entrepreneur, he will perform better in his or her job when they will join the corporate or any job. So I was just listening to Vice Chancellor Madam. She highlighted about the evolution. So it is the human being, the most survived species in this world, and this is because we have some special feature. What are these special feature? It is called the civilization and the way that we stay in community, because that is the power. Second is called the intellectuality we have. We can think, we can act, we can talk, we can rectify the mistakes. So these are the special qualities no other species have. And in spite of all these various features, we have some demerits also. And if you will see the kind of the whole evolution process, so 6,000 years back, the civilization started. The human species came into, I think the first time the evidence came in 80,000 years back, but the civilization started only 6,000 years back. And the revolution, the agriculture revolution started 3,000 years back, and the industrial revolution only started 150 years back. But in this 150 years, there are 4 to 5 industrial revolutions already crossed. And currently we are in the 5th industrial revolution, where data, artificial intelligence, machine learning are actually focus areas. So the point to say is that in this last 6,000 years or in last 80,000 years, despite of lots of odds and challenges and the difficult periods, we have survived. It means every human beings are having innovative quality. We all have the entrepreneurial ability. It is the only points to discover that quality and ability within us. So how we are going to do it, that is the process we all are now going through. So now it is a testing phase for each and every person. Those are part of education system also in India, because we have set a bigger target to make our country advanced country by 2047 and third largest economy by 2030. So these are the targets we have set. But how we are going to achieve it? We can achieve it only through this innovation and entrepreneurship, where we will make it as a part of our both professional and personal life. Coming to the fact that it is the brain of human being which help us to set the strategy or do the actions and achieve the objectives. The research says that this 1.5 kg brain, our brain weight is only 1.5 kg, and it has 100 billion neurons. And in a particular 24 hour, an average and healthy human brain thinks 60,000 times. 60,000 times, even sleeping time. When you are in sleep, it also continue to think. So around 60,000 times our human brain thinks, out of which 95%, that is around 55,000, are actually not useful. That is not useful to us. Only 5,000 things are actually useful, out of which 3,000 are repetitive. Only 1 to 2,000 are actually something new kind of things. So these 1 to 2,000 things are actually part of innovation and entrepreneurship. And if you will compare the normal brain of an entrepreneur and normal brain of a normal person, the number of new things one human brain thinks is actually more in case of entrepreneur's mind. That means if you will exercise your brain to think new things and also can utilize this what we think in a meaningful way in our practice, that is called entrepreneurial. So in the last 6 years, since 2017, we started actually how our Indian youths will utilize their brain in terms of raising their curiosity, creativity and innovative potential, so that our young minds will work on the problems our country is suffering or our country is struggling to address, so that our young minds will come up with a solution. This is where our whole focus in developing this ecosystem in our educational institutions. So we started institutionalizing the whole thing in 2018 in the form of Institutional Innovation Council, where we ensure that institutions do activities in the area of innovation entrepreneurship on a regular basis, which helps our faculty members and students to participate. And the more and more they will participate, that will increase their awareness level, understanding towards the innovation entrepreneurship, will help in understanding the concepts, terminologies and the jargons involved in innovation entrepreneurship, so that they will not consider it as an alien subject. The moment they consider it a discipline of their core, then they will start bringing these technical capabilities and they will start engaging themselves in solving the problems. So in the year 2017, we started with scratch, and by 2018, we have only created 950 IICs, then gradually it increased. Finally, in the year 2023, we have reached to 7,500 IICs. And our target is, by end of this year, we will increase this 7,500 to 15,000. And you will be surprised to know, in our country, we have more than 63,000 higher education institutions. So even though we will reach to 15,000, still it is not the 20% or 30%. That means still another 5 years it will take to reach to at least 70% of the total higher education institutions will start focusing on innovation and entrepreneurship. To encourage their participation, we came up with annual star performance exercise. In terms of NIRF innovation ranking, we benchmark the ecosystems, and also there are many incentives like Innovation Ambassador Training Program, Mentor Mentee Program, Impact Lecture Program. And to improve the quality of innovation, we have started the program called Yukti Innovation Repository and Yukti IPI Repository, and now we are planning to bring new programs called Innovation Centers, India Innovation Centers. To a kind of physical infrastructure will be established in 13 locations across the country, which will focus on technology transfer and IP commercialization in our technical and non-technical institutions. So IICT, Ministry of Education and other agencies at the central level, we are trying our best to enable our higher education institutions to think and create the conducive environment through policy interventions, through funding linkages, through developing the infrastructure like incubation, pre-incubation, research parks, so that our faculty members, our students, they will focus on more on innovation, more on IP generation. Also, they will understand the market in a better way, so that every product, every service, every technology they will work on, it must have some utility, so that it will solve the problems of the common people, our market and society. So if I will talk about all these programs, it will go on, but in the afternoon we have different tracks. So we have 3 different tracks, because here innovators are there, faculty members are here, and also there are industry people and ecosystem enablers are here. So in the afternoon we will focus on that how ecosystem enablers will bring their resources, they can connect with our institutions through collaborative mode, so that the efforts, the services, the offerings can also reach to our institutions, our faculty members, so that more opportunities and avenues will be created. Similarly, another track, it will be on focus on knowledge sharing sessions, where mentor institutions and those are highly performing institutions, and where the policy programs are quite successful, so they will come and they will share their experiences, so that other institutions will learn from them and they will go and practice it. Similarly, another session will focus on the innovators and angel investors and venture capital firms. They will come, they will orient on various aspects of business plan development, investment and pitching sessions. One-to-one mentoring session will be happen, and we are going to select the 5 to 6 or maximum 10 best innovations from this region, that they will be nominated for the next level mentoring and the funding support and incubation linkage, so that we will handle them and gradually they will convert their innovations to startup. So Ministry of Education, IICT and other agencies of Ministry of Education, we have so many programs and we are going to discuss in depth. I'm not going to take much time, but the purpose of IIC and once the institution be part of the IIC, they get a structure, they get a direction, they get a support, they get continuous guidance from Ministry of Education, and it helps many institutions to establish the ecosystem, streamlining their ecosystem, strengthening the ecosystem, and gradually it percolate to the students and faculty members. So gradually our faculty members upgrade their skills and they take innovation and entrepreneurship as another discipline and expertise area. And now majority of the faculty members, those have started involving IIC activities, they are not only driving the activities, they are also acting as an expert in delivering the sessions in various institutions, and gradually they are developing their mentoring capability so that no innovations in our institutions will die at the premature stage. At least they will get a first level mentoring support, incubation support, pre-incubation support from the hosties, from the respective institution, and gradually it will be referred to the venture capital firms, angel firms, and other ecosystem enablers in their region. So through this collaborative model, IIC Innovation Repository, IIC IP Repository, then innovation programs, IIC, mentor-mentee programs, each program is contributing and they are working in a very integrated fashion. So if one institute will start performing well in all these factors, all these policy programs, then overall it will ensure a very comprehensive, inclusive and very responsive system where it will be guided with a system rather than a person-centric. So this is the way we are aiming, we are dreaming, and through a collaborative way definitely we will reach to the high. And more importantly, in the last 5 years, India has moved up from 81st position to 40th position in Global Innovation Index, and that major contribution is from our higher education institutions, because now in our country in 2023 the total number of startups counts reached to 1,20,000, out of which 30 to 40% are from higher education institutions. But in 2017 it was only 400 numbers. So you can see that how the number is increased from 400 numbers to 1,20,000 in just last 5 to 6 years. So this indicates the commitment, this indicates the environment, this indicates the policy changes happening in our country, and you can see that the kind of target we have for us, and definitely we will achieve if each and everyone will realize their capacity and capability and bringing their expertise and contribution. Finally we will fulfill to the common objective to make our country advanced by 2047. Thank you.